Ready. Alright, so now we're going to jump into our analysis portion of the game. I'm not going to do any super duper in-depth analysis. Just going to kind of speed through parts of the game and just get an idea of probably the biggest couple of things that would have cost one guy or the other the game. So we're going to jump back into the game screen now without the overlays because we no longer need them. There was one, I don't know if there was any particular moments in the game that stuck out to you, but there was one particular moment that stuck out to me. I'm going to see if I can find it real quick, exactly when it was at. It's a little bit further along, I think. It's right after he wipes the remainder of this army and he goes to do the tech swap. I think I have a feeling... We're zipping along here. I think it's right after this engagement where he cleans up the Colossus, basically just dumps his army on the Stalkers to get as many of them as can. Yeah, I'm going to pause it right here. I think this is kind of like a crucial moment in the game because, I mean, most Zerg would just reinforce with a lot of Roaches and Hydras. And the one thing I noticed is, like, High Templar are good against Lings, but they're terrible against Broodlords. And Haypro makes this awesome switch, in my opinion, to, like, this pure Ling with Broodlord force, so he can save a lot of his gas, which is the hardest resource to really gather, for the Broodlords. And the one thing he's going to pile up, if anything, especially when he's on, I think he's got at least 3 bases still mining. 3.5, basically, bases still mining. So, I mean, if he's going to be heavy on anything, he's going to be heavy on minerals. I mean, he's even got this base that he hasn't had to use yet, but has it sitting there just in case. But I think this is kind of like the crucial point, because I'm pretty sure from this point, yeah, Minigun's actually building some Immortals, because I think he's expecting like a lot of Roaches to come out right after this. And I mean, they're basically useless against Lings and Broodlords, and he sinks a lot of money. I mean, Immortals aren't cheap by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, they do take up a good chunk of your gas, and you're not going to be building more Colossus right away. I mean, I think if these are 2 Colossus right away instead of 2 Immortals, it makes this next battle a lot different, because Colossus easily clean up the Lings, and then Blinkstalker should easily clean up Broodlords with no Lings on the ground.
I mean, yeah, but the Storm actually, I thought part of the problem was the fact when he switched to Storm. So you saw him go Storm against the Roach, Hydra, army, and as good as Storm is, Colossus are still better in that situation.
Right.
So I think, I don't know if this was a metagame thing where he knew about Haypro switch or something like that, or if it's just something Minigun Chad standard has been doing. But
he is standard.
Yeah, standard. Just switch to High Templar. But I mean, that might just be part of his build.
Mm-hmm.
And the timings just ended up not quite as favorable as they needed to be. I would have liked to see more Colossus. I think he got kind of afraid of the Corruptors and tried to compensate for that. But at the same time, if he would have had, been producing Colossus that whole time out of both his robotics, I think that battle might have gone differently.
Yeah, and I mean, he obviously doesn't realize... I mean, he knows that Haypro is probably going to go Broodlords, which is, I mean, what the Blinkstalkers are for.
Right.
And, I mean, I'm sure he was figuring that these would be good against Hydras and the Roach armies. But without any Colossus support, I mean, they're not going to necessarily do great. I mean, a couple of High Templar, yes. I definitely think a couple of High Templar are good. I think maybe switching back to Immortals was maybe like being a little too afraid of Roaches.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that might be really his only mistake. I mean, he's got Storm and he's got Colossus tech. I mean, in theory, that should probably be more than enough to deal with Roaches. I think wasting money
he was saving gas, though, by doing that. And then he could, for his AoE, he could put more money into the High Templar.
Yeah, I probably could have used moving some of these probes out to this base down here, too. It looks like it takes him a while. I didn't actually look and see, but it looks like it actually takes them a while to fix this.
That's another thing. You gotta start hitting that income tab. Because I kept on trying to see Harvesters the entire cast.
Yeah, a metric ass load of his...
But I mean, throughout the game, I'm just kind of wondering how far ahead or behind Haypro was as the game...
Haypro was at a pretty good number, 80. I know that's really debated with Zerg. 96 seems excessive for Protoss. I mean, with how efficient the probe is at mining, I mean, he's got to have... I mean, he's got almost 2 full pages on minerals at this expansion. He's got about saturated here.
Saturated there.
Yeah, I mean, as much as you could possibly need there. And then
he really
undersaturated here, especially considering he has so many probes right here. I mean, you really only need up to here at the most. I mean, so he's got like 4, 12, 16. He's got like 18 extra probes on minerals there that he hasn't transferred. It seems like for a while.
He's already transferring a ton.
Yeah, and this is after transferring some of them.
He needs even more.
Yeah, probably should have transferred more. I think those are the only ones he transferred. I think he just stays oversaturated. That probably hurt him. Because, I mean, I think at the bare minimum, what I think I personally would have liked to see maybe him try and do, he was getting Colossus after he realized what Haypro was doing. But, I mean, he's not building all these now, and he's just banking minerals. I mean, that's not really great. That's probably going to hurt him a little bit. But, maybe Charge Zealots might have helped him, especially since Haypro was going pretty Ling heavy. Plus, Charge Zealots do a lot to help keep the ground armies at least off of your stalkers and stuff.
I mean, they're kind of good for taking damage. I mean, they're good for taking damage, but when they're going so Roche heavy, I don't know if it would have been such a good idea.
Right.
If he would have seen Ultralisks coming, he would have needed Charge. It would have helped a lot.
Yeah.
Because Charge Lots completely kill Ultralisks. But, I mean, with that Broodlord, I just don't think he was ready for, that kind of army. I think it was a little bit of a shock.
I think maybe he might not have quite gotten aggressive enough as well. I mean, he was poking a lot. I mean, especially in the early game, was down here, poking a lot and stuff. But, I mean, I think he could have gotten a little more aggressive at trying to take out some of the space. I mean, I know most Protoss like to get up that 200 death ball and just march into the main. Because that'll end the game when you take out Zerg's tech facilities. But, I mean, I think when he realized Haypro was really trying to poke hard over here, it maybe could have served him to just, take out some of these expansions. Because, I mean, Haypro can't go this continuous Broodlord with no expansions. Like, I would have liked to see maybe Minigun split up his army a little bit. Do a little more multitasking type attacking.
88 Pim.
He's
148. He's doing pretty good.
Should probably check before you say something.
No, I just remember.
Yeah. But, yeah, so, I mean, I don't know. But overall, I mean, I think it was a brilliant move by Haypro. I don't want to take away from what Haypro did at all. That was an awesome tech switch, going straight to Lings like that. I mean, he already did have the armor upgrade for the Lings, so they weren't going to die easily. I mean, they weren't great damage because he was just now getting the plus ones and the plus twos. And he did have the adrenal gland, so just an awesome tech switch overall. I think a pretty good game by both players. Definitely think Minigun might have been able to react to that a little differently, building extra immortals now, which maybe should have canceled that. Yeah, I think not knowing what the army was really hurting.
If he would have had,
an extra observer or something. Yeah.
Archons in that battle, that would have really helped clean up those Lings with the storms, too. Because you can't storm your own army.
Yeah.
So, and then, Colossus.
You can't storm your own army.
It's just probably not the best idea.
You can't actually storm your own army. But, maybe a little more scouting. Maybe another, building an extra observer or two might have helped him out so that he could deal with this tech swap a little bit better. Because Zerg, I mean, is known for tech swapping. But
if you storm your own army, you take damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You thought I didn't know that.
Just the way you said it, man. Made me wonder for a second.
Like, you can't storm your own army. Like,
oh, yeah. You can't, as in if you do, you're dumb. Yes.
Right.
Yes, agreed.
You lose.
Yes. So all in all, that was probably the one thing that just lost in the game. I mean, you got the 200 death ball, but Haybro's tech swap, plus, Minigun not quite really being able to deny any of Haypro's bases, just, really helped Haypro to outplay him here right at the end game, and overall just win the game. So we're going to get out of here, and I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. Peace out. Dunsies. Duns or doodles.